Fire Upon the Deep by Vernor Vinge is... I don't even know where to start. Once I finished it, it became my favorite book ever. But that's jumping ahead. This cover, not great. I don't think I've seen an edition with a cover I really liked. And that's it for the negatives. There's so much awesome with this book. Let's get started with the setting, because it's going to take a minute. The Zones of Thought takes a little bit of explaining. It's not that complicated, really. It's harder to explain than it is to understand, if that makes any sense. But just briefly. In this book, the galaxy is organized into strata. The lowest or innermost layer is the unthinking depths. At this level, only a minimal amount of intelligence can exist, whether biological, mechanical, computational, etc. A ship that finds its way into the unthinking depths would be stranded there permanently, and any passengers would either die instantly or find themselves unable to function. The next level up, surrounding the unthinking depths, is the slow zone. Human intelligence began here. Humanity originated at this level, but there are a variety of reasons why they don't stay in the slow zone. True artificial intelligence can't live here, and there's no FTL, so accidentally straying into the slow zone can be a fatal mistake. The beyond is where galactic civilization starts. FTL travel, communications, sentient AIs, and there's even a substrata within this level, the high beyond, the middle beyond, the bottom of the beyond. The outer level is the transcend. When a race in the beyond reaches technological singularity, it is able to reach this level. The powers, capital P powers, in the transcend are mysterious and incomprehensible to the beyonders. It's pretty cool! So as the story begins, an archaeological team accidentally lets loose the Blight, an ancient artificial intelligence that destroys everything in its path. One ship from the team manages to escape and makes it to safety in the slow zone, crashing on a planet inhabited by some dog-like beings called the Tines. And we will get to the Tines. Boy, howdy, we will get to the Tines. 2 children from the ship survive the crash, each taken by opposing factions of the Tines. Put a pin in that plot, because we're going to get back to it. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the galaxy, the Blight is tearing its way through the beyond. Old One, a being of the transcend, reconstitutes a human man named Pham Nguyen to act for him in the beyond. Old One teams up with Ravna Bergenstadt, and they contract the ship Out of Band 2, owned and operated by Blue Shell and Greenstock. They are Scode Riders, and if the Tines weren't in this book, the Scode Riders would be my favorite thing. They're sentient plants that ride around on little wheeled carts. Fantastic. One fun aspect of the book is the net, aka the net of a million lies. Its portrayal in the book is similar to the Usenet news groups of the 1990s and just as ridiculous as the social media of today. I'd say it was prescient, but anyone who was on the news groups in the 90s would find today's social media climate about typical. If you're enjoying this video, why not buy my book? Flight of the Pangolin is the story of an intrepid group of heroes who decide to exit the solar system over the objections of an isolationist faction. There's actually a lot more going on than that. There's space pirates, a giant spider for no reason, all kinds of other things. Buy it now online wherever you buy books or at our website, www.thepangolinrepublic.com. You can also get fun t-shirts and random other stuff if you want. But let's talk about the Tines for a second. They have a pre-industrial civilization. I don't want to get into how they work too much because the way the book introduces them is so perfect and helps you to really understand how they work. But the book succeeded, for me, more than anything on how well the Tines work as characters and as a civilization. And Vernor Vinge absolutely excels here for me to the extent that, aside from the Scode Riders, I was almost completely uninvested in the Pham Nguyen plotline. Which is not to say that it's boring or there's anything wrong with it. I just wanted to get back to the Tines and check in on the Scode Riders real quick, but mostly the Tines. I loved this book. This is one of my favorite books, which is kind of interesting since the space elements that I would typically engage with took a backseat to the Tines and their pre-industrial culture. There's so much imagination going on here. Vernor Vinge created a very unique alien culture, a unique twist on the typical galactic setting with the Zones of Thought, and wrapped it all in a great story. Like I said, I wasn't particularly compelled by the human characters since I found the Tines so compelling, but they were fine. I don't have a lot of real negatives to say about the book, just some things in the book are less awesome than others. There's a sequel book and a prequel book, and I am afraid to read either of them. This book is just too awesome. I have gushed about this book to other people who then read the book and thought it was just okay. So maybe I'm full of crap. But I found this book to be tremendous, and I can't say enough good things about it. So yeah. Have you read A Fire Upon the Deep? Did you also think it was the best thing ever? Or were you just like, I guess it's okay. Let me know in the comments. Or not. Whatever. But this book is great.